Poor mechanic builds car for paralyzed woman. Her secret changes his life forever. A poor mechanic from Oregon named Ben had been working on cars all his life. One day he got a call from a woman named Sarah who needed a car. When he went to pick it up, he found out that this was no ordinary car. What Sarah wanted him to fix was a very special car that would change his life forever. Ben ran his own small auto repair shop. It was hardly the kind of place you'd expect to find luxury vehicles. But that didn't mean he couldn't fix them. He just didn't get many customers who drove fancy cars. You see, Ben was a poor man. The truth is that he himself drove an old pickup truck, even though he loved fast cars. One day, while Ben was having lunch in his garage, his phone rang. On the other end of the line was a woman who introduced herself as Sarah and asked if he could fix a car for her. "Of course," said Ben. "Tell me what's wrong with it, and I'll take a look." But Sarah told him that she didn't really know what was wrong with the vehicle. She just knew that it needed a lot of work, and that she couldn't afford to fix it. She said that she used to be a rich woman, but that she lost everything in a fire. Now she lived in a small apartment with her daughter, and couldn't afford to buy a new car. So she hoped that Ben could fix this one. As soon as he heard her story, something inside him broke. The way he saw it, he wasn't rich, but he wasn't poor either. He could certainly afford to give the woman a discount. But when she hung up the phone, he decided that he wanted to do more than that. He decided to give her a car completely free of charge. When he arrived at the woman's house, he saw that it was a rather humble abode. He also noticed that although there were many people walking outside, nobody paid any attention to the luxurious red convertible that was parked on the sidewalk. The car was covered in a white cloth, but Ben could see that it was a 1967 Shelby Cobra 427 SCC. It was a beautiful car that must have been worth at least $1 million. But how could someone who lived in such a small house afford to buy such an expensive vehicle? He knocked on the door, and Sarah opened it. "Hi, you must be Mr. Henderson," she said with a smile. "I'm so glad you came. Please come in." Ben entered the house and met the woman's daughter, who couldn't believe her eyes when she saw the mechanic. "Wow, you're the guy from the videos my mom showed me," she said. "She showed me pictures of you fixing her car." Ben felt uncomfortable, so he simply nodded and smiled. While Sarah talked to him about the car, Ben couldn't help but notice that she seemed to be hiding something. There were several boxes with tools on the table, but they were all locked. And whenever Ben tried to open one of them, Sarah would stop him. "Don't bother," she said. "They're useless to you. All I ask is that you fix my car, and I'll pay you whatever you want." At that moment, Ben made a decision. He would fix the car and not ask for a single cent. But before he did, he wanted to know the whole truth. He asked Sarah why she was being so secretive and why she had so many locked boxes. Sarah hesitated, but eventually confessed that she had something very important hidden in those boxes. She explained that she had had a serious car accident years ago that left her paralyzed from the waist down. She had managed to hide her condition from almost everyone, including her own daughter. But now it was getting harder and harder to do. When she learned that the mechanic had seen her car, she thought it was the perfect chance to start a new life. She wanted to get rid of all her old pains and start over. That's why she had called him. She wanted to give him the car and have him fix it up as a surprise for her daughter. But Ben had no idea how to react. He was shocked and saddened by the woman's story. In fact, he couldn't believe that she had been hiding it for so long. However, he didn't have much time to think about it. Then, he went to work. As soon as he got into the car, he realized that it wasn't going to be an easy job. There were many things that needed to be fixed. And even if he managed to do that, he wouldn't be able to pass inspection. But that didn't matter to him. He liked the car and wanted it to be perfect. In the following weeks, Ben worked hard to fix the vehicle. Every day he went to Sarah's house early in the morning and stayed there until late at night. During that time, he fixed the engine, put in a new transmission, and repainted the body. Sarah watched him work every day and couldn't thank him enough for his kindness. But then something strange happened. One afternoon, as Ben was working on the car, he heard a loud crash. He turned around and saw that one of the boxes had fallen over. It had been leaning against a wall, and somehow it had lost its balance and hit the floor. Ben immediately apologized to Sarah, but she stopped him with a wave of her hand. "It's okay," she said. "You can take a look inside. There's nothing important in there anyway." Curiosity overcame him, and Ben opened the box. Inside he found a stack of folders. He picked one up and started reading. It was a medical report that confirmed what Sarah had told him about her accident. But that wasn't the only thing he found in the box. He also found some photos of Sarah in a wheelchair and a letter addressed to her daughter. The letter was heartbreaking. It told the story of the accident and asked her to keep her mother's secret. Ben was shocked. He couldn't believe that Sarah had been hiding all of this from her own daughter. He knew he had to tell her. So he went inside the house and found her in the living room. "Sarah," he said, "I think you need to talk to your daughter. I found some things that I shouldn't have found, and I'm sure it's best that she knows the truth." Sarah was shocked. She couldn't believe that Ben had read the letter and seen the photos. She had worked so hard to hide her condition from her daughter, and now it was all ruined. But there was nothing she could do. At that moment, her daughter entered the room. "Mom, what did this man say?" she asked. Ben hesitated, but Sarah pushed him gently. "Tell her," she said. Ben took a deep breath and told her everything. After hearing the news, the girl hugged her mother tightly. "I'm sorry I never knew," she whispered. "I'm sorry I couldn't help you." Sarah hugged her back. "It's all right, honey. It's not your fault. It was mine. I didn't want to worry you." Meanwhile, Ben was watching them from afar, feeling sad. He knew he had done the right thing by telling the truth, but he couldn't help but feel that he had ruined their relationship. However, he soon realized that he was wrong. Sarah and her daughter walked up to him and hugged him. "Thank you," Sarah said. "You've given us the opportunity to start over. We'll never forget what you've done for us." And Ben realized that this was just the beginning. By helping Sarah, he had also helped her daughter, and that was the greatest reward he could ask for. And if you liked this video, like this video, leave a comment, subscribe and watch this video.